Hi, I'm very orange looking right now, but that's okay because you look like Baby Yoda. Look at those sad lips. If there is ever a time he comes on here and doesn't burp or yawn, I'll be surprised. What a difference between holding George and Stanley. Stanley feels light as a feather compared to George, huh? You wanna go back to bed too? Okay. And today we're bringing, what is that song? I always think I look like a floating head when I have my hair in a bun like this, you know what I mean? I don't know, when I have my hair down, I don't feel like I look like so much of a floating head, right? Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole, and today, in light of Tati's launch yesterday, we are bringing out the Tati Beauty Texture Neutrals Volume 1 palette for a tutorial on this look today. So if you guys didn't know, she restocked this palette, but do not worry if you didn't get it. This is a permanent palette in her line, so it will be stocked. Again, it just takes her a while, I guess, to get the ingredients basically for the palette so she can make them. I also picked up the Blendiful. I think that's a very, very unique product, so I'm going to be testing that on my channel, and I did buy an extra one to do a giveaway, so make sure to subscribe because I will be giving away a Blendiful in a video coming up. But today I wanted to do this look right here, and yes, it is kind of similar to a look I've done in the past. When the palette first launched, I think I did like 4 or 5 looks. I did an entire video dedicated to how I make this palette work for my hooded eyes, so definitely check that video out if you are struggling. And I did do more of an orange look, but it is a neutral palette and they do all kind of start to blend into each other after a while. But let me tell you, this look is so easy to achieve. As always, you guys know I keep it real on my channel. I want to keep my videos as approachable and educational as possible, and this is no different. It's really like 4 or 5 shadows. It's so easy. If you're a beginner, you can do this look, and if you're advanced, you can certainly do this look. Again, works for hooded eyes, works if you don't have hooded eyes. It is super, super simple. So I'm super excited to get into this one. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this beautiful look right here using the Tati Beauty palette, go ahead and keep watching. All right, you guys, so the first shade I'm gonna go in with is Soothe Matte. That is the matte light brown in the palette. And that is the shade I'm gonna use to kind of build the groundwork for the shape I'm going for. So that is all dependent on your face shape and your personal preference, but I do have a couple of pointers. So if you hold a compact down, like if I'm looking at you like this and I'm not raising my eyebrows, I've naturally just formed this habit of raising my eyebrows, being on YouTube and trying to show off my eyeshadow, so I do that a lot. But if I'm not doing that and I'm just, you know, talking to you normal, you can see just how hooded my eyes are. You can't really see any lid at all. So if I was to do my eyeshadow with a mirror in front of me like this, I would have no idea where to lay my shadow down. So I take my compact and I put it down towards my chest and I look down, and then I can actually see the darkness where I want to apply the shadow. So that's where my orbital bone is. You can even take the back of your makeup brush and push in, and you can see that's where, you know, my eye naturally kind of recedes in, and that's where I want to lay down Soothe Matte. So I'm kind of just going with my own face shape. So just practice with that. Practice different shapes, you know, like sometimes it might look horrible, sometimes it might look good. You're not gonna know until you practice. And then here, I'm gonna build upwards. So yes, my orbital bone starts to go down, and if I was to continue that, I'd be pulling my eyeshadow down. I don't wanna do that. I like more of a lifted look. So I'll stop right about where the corner and where my lower lash line starts to go up, and that's where I'll build up the shadow. So that's the shape I like. Feel free to practice with that, but again, it might look different on you based on your face shape. So I'm gonna take my Wet n Wild P23, I think that's what this is. If it's not a P23, it's a P20, and I'm gonna dip very, very lightly into Soothe Matte. If you guys haven't seen my original video on this palette, watch that because I kind of give you my pointers on how I make this work. Very, very pigmented formula, so you don't need a lot. I'll go ahead and start right at the lid here. And like I said, I'm gonna just kind of follow my lash line. Actually, I'm not gonna use that brush. That's a little bit too big for me right now. I'm gonna grab something a little more precise. I'm gonna grab my Smith 230. This is just a little smaller so I can really kind of build where necessary and not make such a mess. Like with that P23, I probably would have brought it out too far because it's a bigger brush head. So I'm just gonna start to build the outer portion out. And then lightly, I'm barely putting any pressure on my brush whatsoever. I want it very, very light. Starting to bring that in. I always have a hard time for some reason getting shadow right there. It just never wants to stick, so I'll work on that in a second. And then I bring it right into the nose contour. I just like how that looks. It kind of makes my eyes look a little bit bigger, so personal preference there. So see what I'm doing with the outside corner here? I'm bringing it up kind of towards the tail of my eyebrow, and that just makes my lid look so much bigger. Obviously there's nothing on this side right here except for concealer, so it's looking really flat, but you could see that is the natural shape of my orbital bone. I'm just kind of enhancing it with that color. So I'm just gonna work on blending this out a little bit. And then you can always just take a brush with no color on it. This is just a Sigma Practic small blend brush, and I'm gonna really kind of diffuse those edges a little bit more. I have nothing on this. I think the key here is just blending as much as possible so it looks super soft and just effortless. Also, pro tip, when I dip into the color, I usually lay it down right here in the outer corner first rather than up here when I'm going into the crease, because I want it to go kind of get softer as we move up. So, you know, most of the pigment, typically when you're doing eyeshadow, you want it closest to the lash line, if you have hooded eyes at least, in my opinion. So again, I just dipped, and I'll just kind of touch here first before then moving into the crease. Okay, that literally took like no time whatsoever when I went in and did this eye because I wasn't explaining it. So I'm gonna move up to the next shade, which is Soothe Sequin. I feel like the sequin shades, again, watch that first video if you haven't seen it already, are a little more pigmented than the mattes. They do have a little bit of shimmer in them in the pan, but I feel like once you go in and blend, the shimmer does kind of come off. So I kind of like to use it after I've gone in with the matte shade just to intensify. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna just kind of add a little more to the outer corner. This is a Sigma Precision Firm Blender E42. I love the Sigma Precision line, especially for hooded eyes. So pretty. See how that just kind of deepens it a touch, same undertones as opposed to that side. Really nice, simple, easy step just to add a little bit of definition. All right, cool. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab Story Metallic, which is just kind of a peachy, beautiful metallic shade. I do like to use this on the finger because I feel like when it mixes with the oils in your finger, it just kind of applies a little bit better. And I'm basically just gonna take that where I haven't added any shadow, so from the inner corner to basically about there, and we'll layer that over Sequin. Sequin, was that what it was called? No, Soothe Sequin a little bit as well. So just kind of padding. I think there is a bit of fallout with this shade, which is like why I like to go in with my finger very, very slowly here. But again, since we've done our eyes first with this one, we can clean that up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and layer that on. Super pretty, not looking for anything crazy dramatic today. And I'm just working that right up into that orbital bone space once again, so it just kind of seamlessly blends in there. So pretty. Okay, so then with just a touch of Soothe Matte and a touch of Story Matte, I don't want to apply much color, but I do want to blend that a little bit just so it looks super, super seamless. This is me just being like obsessive about blending, but I'm just gonna work that starting on the outer corner here so we don't have like a harsh line. Even though we did tap over Soothe Sequin with these colors I get so screwed up with, Story Metallic, I do like to just blend it a touch. And then the same thing up here. But again, if you did your base first, you might not want to blend too much because you might get some shimmer fallout, you know what I mean? And then again, clean brush, just run over those edges. Make sure everything is really, really nice and soft. I can't get over how beautiful this is. I love the orange tones in this palette. Oh, so pretty. I'm debating right now going over with one of the glitters. I'm probably gonna do that, just a touch. Yeah, let's go ahead. What one do we wanna go in with? Let's just go in with Story Glitter. Look at that, it's so pretty. I also have cat hair in there because cat mom life, but I'm gonna go ahead and very, very lightly and you definitely, if you're going in with the glitters here, want to make sure you do not do your base first, because I can feel and you can see the glitter falling down. I feel like on camera it looks like it's only on my lash line, but it is really all over the lid. So it might just be the way the camera is picking up the glitter right now. But you can see the amount of glitter fall out on my face. It's hefty. And I just don't want to go in with a glitter glue. I think that makes glitter a little too chunky for me. I am going to take a little bit of Soothe glitter as well and tap over. I'm literally going to get a hot dog at a Chicago hot dog stand, like a dive hot dog stand, when I'm done here too. So people are gonna be like, girl, what are you doing? You know what? I think I actually want to bring that glitter all the way out. Hell, you know what? Let's take a little bit of Ritual and pop that Ritual glitter, pop that right there in the outer corner so it's a little bit deeper there. Yeah, really, really pretty. But now I have glitter all over my face, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a makeup remover wipe and wipe away that glitter. I'm also gonna go ahead and apply my base makeup off camera. You guys have seen that a million times. I want to keep this just about the eyes, and then we'll do the lower lash together and we'll finish it up. So I'll be right back here. All right, I went in and finished the rest of the face. All those details will be listed down below. I also threw on a pair of lashes. I didn't even lay down any liner or anything like that. I used the Kiss Muse lashes. These are really pretty. I really like how they look, and it definitely just elevated this look to the point that I needed it to. So we're gonna go in and do the lower lash line. This is gonna be so stinking easy. All I'm gonna do is take a Sigma Practic pencil brush, and I'm gonna dip into Soothe and Story Matte. And again, you're gonna wanna make sure you really tap this baby off. I'm gonna look up, hold my compact up so I can actually see what's going on under my lash line, and run this right under. I always make sure to connect it right in that outer corner so everything looks nice and seamless. I'm not gonna smoke this out too much because we have so much going on with the glitter on the lid. I want this to be really simple. See how cute that is? I really like keeping the lower lash line understated when I have a lot going on the lid with all this glitter. It just really rounds it out, looks really pretty. And if you have light eyes, blue eyes, the orange will really, really make it pop. So I really like that. So now I'm gonna dip into Aura Metallic, same pencil brush, I just wiped it off a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and highlight that inner corner. Gosh, that is such a pretty inner corner highlight color. I always forget. I don't know if you guys can hear George snoring, but he is definitely taking a snooze. So I'm gonna go ahead and just load my lower lash line up with mascara. I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Snapscara, and I think that will be it for this look. All right, mascara is on. I do just wanna take a touch of matte memory on my Sigma E06, the wing liner brush. This is like the smallest little liner brush in the world. And I'm going to work that right under the lower lash line just to add a touch of some definition there. I just like really kind of like how that looks. All right, you guys, I think that is it for this one. I think this turned out so pretty. I know it's kind of similar to a look I've done in the past, but you know, I've done 4 looks, I think, with this palette already, so they all kind of start to blend into one another. But I think this is really simple, and I think it's super achievable. As always, that's what I strive to do on my channel here, make things as approachable and educational as possible so the everyday woman feels like they can do a makeup look that's not gonna like drive them insane, because girl, I'm telling you, some of the makeup looks out here on Instagram and YouTube are just crazy. They intimidate me, and I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing with makeup. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you guys have any questions, as always, please let me know down below. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe and make sure to give me a follow on Instagram as well. I have 2 cats and a dog who are all over my Instagram, so if you are an animal lover, you will love my Instagram. I do keep my feed makeup related though, and I will always let you know on my Instagram when I post a new video, because sometimes YouTube lets you know and sometimes it doesn't. So thank you so much again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.